to Pour Me a Story. I am Debbie DeFrancesco, and I'm so excited because I am joined by Corey Rodrigues.
Hey.
I know. He's a fantastic comedian. I'd say in the Boston area, but you literally like cruise, like every pun intended, all over. And so like, I cannot tell you how excited I am to have you here.
Thank you.
Last time you were on a podcast that I did, I had the I'm Not Sorry podcast. And you were in season 1 when we were during, like, it was during COVID.
Yeah.
And it was fun, but it wasn't as much fun as, like, getting to do this. And we can have cocktails.
Beautiful.
I'm even wearing my cocktail shirt. I look like a grandma from Tommy Bahama, and I don't give a shit. Like, I kind of like it by here. Let's
all right, let's
get
do
you
it.
going here. Oh, I gotta smell this.
It's good.
Ooh. All right, tell me, how many fingers?
Yeah, I don't do it by that. I just pour and then, I'm
good?
like, yeah,
I mean,
that's
here's
good.
the thing. You can always have more.
Yeah.
And I might have gotten started. It's hiding a tiny bit. Because you know what? You are my first evening recording.
Awesome.
And I'm taking full fucking advantage.
There we go.
Cheers, babe.
Cheers.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I'm again, I'll get over the fangirling and the
All good.
excitement
It's
I
nice to
have.
see you.
It is nice to see you.
I mean, I haven't seen you in a long time.
Yeah.
And you look remarkable. Like, I don't know.
Thank you.
The running's been working or whatever.
He's like looking the other side of my studio is my gym.
Yeah, I'm like, this is great. But the thing is, it's always weird to say that, though, because you were beautiful before.
Oh, thank you.
I'm serious, though. It's a weird thing when you're complimenting anyone, man or woman.
You were so fat before. And
yeah, it's like a weird thing to be, especially when the person wasn't fat, but maybe they were fat for them, is what I like to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So like,
I totally do.
So like, I say that all the time. I'll be like, oh, like, people be like, oh, you look great. I'm like, oh, I'm fat for me right now. But like, it's not where I want to be.
Like, I would look at you and be like, no, like, you're not fat. But you're like, but we all have that number. And like, I think my tipping point, and like, I'm going to have a whole show about Ozempic because one of my guests was on it. I am proud I went on it. I'm on Zepbound, which is its like stepsister. I don't know. I was heavier than I've ever been, and I was like, oh shit, you're 204 pounds and you're 5'4".
Yeah.
I was like, girl, you thick. I'm like, oh shit. So I started to try and lose weight, my normal wave, like Weight Watchers and the things that have worked in the past, and it wasn't working.
Yeah.
So I called my doctor. He sent me to a gastro guy, and basically he's like, you have severe endometriosis. I'm like, yeah, I've had a hysterectomy and bada-bada. And he's like, you're 40 at the time. I'm going to be 48 Sunday. Oh, God. Jesus.
It's coming.
Anyway, yeah. But so he's like, the cards are stacked against you because even though you had a hysterectomy, I still have my ovaries. I had like a partial. He's like, endometriosis basically is setting out this thing, this not like cortisol, not like the stress hormone, but a hormone that's going to be preventative. He's like, the cards are stacked. Do you want to try this? And I'm like, I always, everyone kept saying it's such a cheat, and I've worked out my entire life.
Yeah.
No matter what my weight was, and I didn't want to take like this skinny drug, but then all of a sudden I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna feel better.
Yeah.
And then I started taking it, and it is magic, and it eliminates that voice in your head.
Yeah.
That's like, you're hungry. It's weird. I mean, I was in the entertainment business for so long to not, and I look forward to like, I'm gonna see you and I'm gonna eat all these things. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that was part of the draw. So anyway, so thank you. But I swear, it's like a little Ozempic, a lot of working out, but, and I will tell anyone who fucking wants to know. So thank you. It's not, she got thick and now she got thin.
The thing too is that you didn't look like, I haven't seen you in a while, but the last times I was seeing you, like, you weren't. It's so funny though, because like, I knew you as that, and so it's you didn't look like, it wasn't like, oh my God, you're so thick, you're so heavy, so whatever. Looking at you now, obviously you just look different, but it wasn't like, because it's like a weird place to be in, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's like the reason I'm even staying on this for a second is because when we look at each other like that, it's a weird compliment to get from someone when they're like, you look great, but it's like they've been telling you to your face you're beautiful before.
Yeah.
And so then it takes a while to accept that both can be true.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Especially as a woman, like, seriously.
Yeah. It can take a little bit, but as a dude as well, we like, as men, we also have many of these same feelings. Like, there was a study that came out like maybe it was like 15, 20 years ago, was reading some magazine and they were talking about this study. And it was like, basically, men have more stress over bad hair days than women. It's a higher stress rate. But people don't, you would never accept that. It's always like, bad hair day, it was a woman or whatever, right? But men have severe stress over their hair.
Holy shit.
You know, from all these dudes losing their hair and what their hairstyle is going to be. And if they're at the barber, my family owns barbershops, you know, I used to cut hair and stuff.
Yes.
And so like, just like the stress of if the hair's a little bit off and not the right way. And just like, there's a lot of stress around hair. But it's the same again with weight. Yeah. It's the same with aging, but like you're not, you know, as a man, you're not really supposed to be chirping about it as much. Women are allowed to chirp about it.
But it's okay that you chirp about it. Please chirp, because to level that playing field would be so great. You know what I mean? Like, more for you guys. Hey, chirp away. Like, listen, the hair thing, I never have a good hair day. Since I had kids, I barely have hair. And I'm like, whatever. I don't give a shit. Like, it is what it is. As long as I'm not, although if I start balding, I'm going to get some kick-ass fucking wigs, though. I will tell you that. Like, that is 100% happening. But no, chirp away, because it goes to your mental health, too.
Yeah.
So, and, like, what you're teaching your kids. And, like, we want to be able to raise strong bodies and strong minds for our children, but to see dad be vulnerable instead of mom.
Yeah, but there's this point of that's true, but there's this point of like, men and women are different. We know this for years and years. We can pretend that we're the same. We can pretend that we are experiencing these things the same. We're just not, right? So the logical side of men puts more pressure. It puts this crazy amount of pressure when you're like, oh, I got this problem. If you're around a bunch of dudes, they're like, man, shut up, man. Fucking do something about it. Like, nobody wants to hear, like, do something then. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't just be like, this problem is bothering me. It's bothering me because it's just, I'm eating because I'm emotional, and this is why, you know, other dudes would be like, shut the fuck up and go work out, go run, go walk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Go do a thing.
Yeah.
Then fix it.
Yeah, then fix it. Because that is an element to us that is that. Like, we know this. Like, we know that sometimes, you know, a woman just wants to talk about what is going on. And as a dude, it's very labor. I don't know. No, labor. Yeah, it's just because here's the reason why. It's like, you'll be like complaining about something at work or complaining about something that's not working, but sometimes a woman just wants to say it. And sometimes as dudes, we don't realize that. As men, we don't realize that. Like, you just want us to just like hear it. You want to hear it. Yep. But while you're venting, it's like, well, you don't have to vent about this. You're like, that rug, it's been bothering me. The rug that's on the floor, I don't like it. It really bothers me in that place. It's just like where it is. It's like an eyesore. And so, was a dude's hearing this, it's like, fucking move it. You know what I mean?
Fucking throw it in the trash.
Done with it. Done with the rug. You know what I mean? But meanwhile, you're like, I just want to, but it's just like where it is. And it's like, we'll just throw it away. That's not the point. The point is that I bought it for a reason. It means something. I put it there. It's not working like the way I wanted it to. I'm trying to decide if I should put a different rug there. Well, fucking decide. You know what I mean? And so that's the point you're at. I want to go back to one other thing that you said, because it's super important to address this. I love that you even said it. Like, when people that are doing Ozempic and people be like, oh, they're cheating, and you know, it's like, oh, the skinny drug and all this other stuff, and it's like, so seriously,
what? Yeah, like, that's actually a good point. Yeah,
it even if it is, or even if you feel like it is, so what?
And you know what I mean? It's fine.
Yeah.
Dylan, you can come in. We're recording live, but come here. I know. I'm sorry. Yeah. My son is enamored with Corey and his friend, and they just wanted to watch for a minute. Yeah. You can watch.
What's up, guys?
We're going to say some bad words, probably. He's like, what? How is this different than every other fucking day? But yeah. But no, it is. Thank you. I think it's like the who cares bit for, you know, the Ozempic piece. You know, at first I did hesitate. Also, my background is food science. So I was concerned about, I had to do a little more research. Yeah. You know, before I'm going to put anything into my body, hold your tongue, I'm going to do some research. But that to me was really important, that, you know, like, these are working. Yeah, right. Holy Negroni. But to me, like, also.
What did you call me? All right, go ahead.
Bless you. Dylan, Andrew, you picked a good one to come in. But no, it was like truly, I wanted to do the research. I was a gymnast, food science background. I have worked out my entire life. So it was important to me, other than drinking, I eat pretty well, but there's, and again, I am drinking too much, which is a whole other show idea.
Yeah.
But for the most part though, it's like, I'm healthy. Like, and because working out for me has always been about my mental health.
Yeah.
It's a way to manage ADHD. It's a way to manage just like clean thinking in a way.
Yeah.
Talking positively to yourself and reminding yourself that like you can get through this. What's another 2 minutes of running? What's like 15 or 20 more pounds? Like what is it?
Yeah.
And then my favorite thing to do, I'm pointing over there because my weights are over there.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, I've lost 72 pounds.
Yeah. Isn't it nuts?
Oh my God. And I'll like go hold.
Yeah.
There's like 30s over there. I'm like, this bitch has lost more than that, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit, that's heavy.
That,
like, I was
so
walking
nuts.
around with that.
How good do your joints, your ankles feel, your knees feel? Everything feels so much better.
Everything. And like I can do like real push-ups. Like
Yeah.
probably like 4 or 5 in a row before I have to and my son.
So I used to do a lot of like a lot of training, a lot of strength and conditioning. I was a strength and conditioning coach for a little bit. You know what I mean? So I was heavy into fitness and stuff. So I gained some weight, and then I was turning into like a fatty for a little bit. So then I was looking in the mirror, and so what hit my tipping point to get me back, where I'm starting to like slim back down again. I'm starting to feel good again. Is I was just got out of the. So here's what I realized. I got out of the shower and I was just looking at myself. I was like, ugh, you know what I mean? And I was like, because clothes hide so much, you know what I mean? Certain clothes you put on, you can look smooth, but then you see the real deal. You can take your clothes off and you're like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I was looking at my back and I was like, ugh, look, I got a melted candle. You know what I mean? Like it just wasn't appealing to what I like, because I'm into it, Yeah. And so I was just like, no, this is too much. And then what changed everything for me was I was like,
your wife's like, I love melted candles.
Yeah, you're right. What changed everything was like my butt was going away. And what I realized was, here's what happens, and I noticed this about a lot of dudes, a lot of men, they'll be like, you'll look at them, and some women too, you'll be like, oh, their butt's so flat. They used to have a butt, they don't have a butt. Well, when your back fat gets bigger than your butt, you end up having like the gym teacher butt, like just like the old high school football coach butt, the math teacher butt, where it's just long, like there's a textbook back there, because the bubble has now become all one flat piece. So your butt goes away. So I was looking, and I was looking and I was like, yo, I always had a butt. And I was like, yo. And so then once that happened. I'm going to make you moon
me in like 1 second.
Oh, no, I got my butt back. I got it back. It's like, oh, it's all coming back.
I wasn't checking you out earlier, but I'm gonna.
It's all coming back now. But literally, but that was one of the reasons that I looked and I was like, that's a gross look. And it happens to so many dudes. There's so many guys you look at and you're like, how can you have no butt?
Yeah.
But it's because their back fat has got wide on the sides and then in the back, and then it just flattens everything out. So it's just so anyways, that was my breaking point where I was like, I can't be walking around like a little.
With no ass melted candle.
Yeah, like a little 63-year-old dude right now. Like when that time comes, like enjoy that time. But
not now.
Not now. Yeah, not now.
It's funny. I started to lose my butt with the Ozempic, and you can't, it's like, just like you can't spot train. Like you can work your biceps, but you got to like eat healthy and do cardio. Same with your abs. I've also had kids in like 47 surgeries.
Yeah.
Like, so. And not to flatten her, just saying, but just because, I'm old. But it is something like you have to be mindful of what's happening to your body. And so it's funny, like all of a sudden I'm like, my butt's going away. So I started doing more squats.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I started doing like reverse lunges and like holy hell. And like, I seriously, if you see me get up after this, I don't know, the alcohol might help. I'm like, dear God, I lifted and did so much yesterday. And I'm like, I haven't felt sore in so long because I haven't actually done, like, I'm trying to build back the tush.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've always had a tush.
Yeah. Isn't it nice to build back?
Oh, yeah.
Instead of try to minimize the whole time and
honestly,
shape up. It's nice to be in a position you can work hard the other way where you're trying to work to get it off and feel good. But now you can actually work to build up and you don't have to feel like kind of crap the whole time while you're doing it. No. Because this shirt I'm wearing, Thick Filet, I made these shirts because I was trying to think of a way at the time when I made these, probably like
I didn't realize
a
you
year
made
ago.
those. Those are fantastic.
Yeah. So I've seen a few other kinds out there, but this is mine specifically. The way that this is made thick fillet. Yeah. So the part of the reason was I was noticing that what was I gonna say? Shoot, hold on, hold on.
See, this is aging.
Yeah, right. I was noticing that like there's no positive ways for men to explain weight. Like it wasn't like if there's like a fatter dude, he can't be like I'm a chubby lovey. Like there's no like like for women there's all these little cute like names. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's actually fair.
And so there's no like little name without sounding like you're gay. I'm not gay. It's fine if you are, but I'm not. And so there was no like there's no cool ways.
Like, oh, my chubby hubby. First of all, hubby should never be a word that people use because that's stupid.
It's just,
but, oh, you're so handsome, you little love bear. Like,
none of that works for me.
No, that's not hot.
so it was just kind of funny. And I was trying to, at the time, there's this other concept where like people, when you gain in, when you're fat like that, like here's the thing. People will say, like a lot of guys recently, this height thing has been coming up a lot with a lot of guys, right? So I'm gonna wrap this into what I'm talking about here.
No, but I love it because I have a lot to say about the height thing. Yeah.
So the height thing is so funny to me because it's like there's all these guys out there now that are feeling bad about themselves. Like I thought it was just there's women that have a preference, right? Sure. And online makes you think everything is everything. So people get caught up online and they're like, this is the whole world. And it's like, dude, you're married with kids and you're whatever size you are. Why do you care, right?
Who cares?
And even if you're not, you're dating somebody right now. Like so you clearly know it's not true, but people buy it into what's online. And then here's what I say to that. Like about the height. If you like no matter what height you are, because it was this guy, I'm thinking specifically.
I think I'm like watching it.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about this guy that I was talking to not long ago, and he's like 48, and he was 48, 49 years old. And he was just like, oh, dude, he's like, because I'm 5'8", and I'm fucking happy. Like, I got to be honest with you. I don't even think about it. I never did growing up.
You're also a good-looking guy, and I'm like, maybe you were if you were like an ugly dude. Like, I'm short.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that would feed into it, right? Because that's gonna come up. I got something for that. But I never thought about it. I've always like just been whatever. Like, and if I'm sure there's been women who are like, oh, he's too short, and they like went for one of my friends. But they like, I don't care.
No.
You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
Like, why can't you have a preference? I look at it like, why can't a woman have a preference? Some women like a guy with brown eyes, some like blue eyes, some like blonde hair, some like 6'5", some like 5'8", some don't know what they like. And so one day I was on stage and I was just talking about this and I was like, I never even thought about this. Like, I was like, why the world is full of people that are, I don't usually like this, but that's what the world is full of.
Yes.
So I don't usually like a guy who's 5'4", but he's so funny. I don't usually like a guy that's 5'1", but he's so sweet. He's such a family guy. Like, I don't usually like a woman that has no breasts, but she's fucking perfect. She's going to be a great mom. Yes. She's a good person. She comes from a good family. I don't usually like a woman that's a brunette, but I don't usually like a woman that's white, but I don't usually like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I look at the crowd and I go, all of you are fucking people that are like, I wouldn't usually like them, but I'm looking at you. None of you are perfect.
No.
I wouldn't usually like a bald guy, but there's reasons, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, why are people pretending that went away? Be someone who's confident enough to be one of the, you don't usually like this, but maybe she doesn't usually like a guy with little hands, but she likes your little tiny little fucking hands because you're a good guy.
You can't grip a dumbbell. It's fine.
You can't. Yeah. I don't usually like a guy with sweaty hands, but right. But your little sweaty hands does a lot of work around the house. Yeah. Maybe there's something about you. Like, why don't you have enough confidence? Why don't you be a good enough person to have other things going on besides what you think the first step is? Because a lot of the times people aren't getting what they want anyways. And that shit goes out the window.
Yeah,
none of us have ideally exactly who we want. We just eventually grow into liking that person enough to be like, this is the one for me, right? But you weren't like, they didn't have everything lined up. You just, as you start to like that person, you let some of that shit go.
And you don't care, right? And then you go, oh my God, like, I gotta be deeper than that. And I like, do you know what I mean? And also, no one gives a fuck. Here's the thing. I mentioned I'm gonna be 40 fucking 8 in 2 days. And it's okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, no one's looking at me.
Right.
Like, do you know what I mean? I'm not saying that in like a self-deprecating way. I'm saying I care more about me than any fucking person's gonna care about me outside of maybe my children and my husband. And sometimes I don't even think they care. Yeah. You know, but it's more like, okay, I want to do this for me. I want to, I'm friends. My friend Christine's in the room. She's, helping with production. You're Corey. You've got like, you make me fucking laugh, and you're just fun to be around. And you're a fucking handsome dude. And you know how I feel about you.
Cheers.
But do you know what I'm saying? Like, candle wax, great. I don't see that. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You see that, and it's. I think that, and I try and tell my daughter who's almost 15, it's like you're going to care about X, Y, and Z way more because everyone is so much more in tune with how they're feeling, how they look, how others are perceiving them. And, and like the reality is no one gives a fuck about you. And I'm not even trying to say that in a morbid.
That's a fact though. It's a fact.
Right?
Nobody gives a fuck about you the way that you give a fuck about you. But it does feel good to be somebody that's given a fuck about, which is why we attempt to take care of ourselves.
Well, exactly.
Because it does feel good. It does feel good.
Like the attention. Listen, I mean, I still like attention. I'm going to eat it up until like, I'm going to notice, I think, when I don't get the attention, I'm noticing when I'm with my daughter who is beautiful. And I know I've got mom goggles on and I've been accused of that.
No, she's beautiful. I saw her.
Right? She's a pretty girl. She's
pretty.
She's 5'10".
Yeah.
I don't know where the fuck that came from. I'm like, I'm 5'4" and whatever. But like when I'm with her and we're out, like I watch men like turn around. I'm like, she's fucking 15. Like, funny. But they don't know. Yeah. But I'm like, oh, they're looking at her. And not like I'm not competing with her, but I'm like, oh, she's younger than me. Okay, again, because no one cares,
Yeah.
I need to go back to your barbershop roots.
Yes.
Because outside of coming to America, which is like one of the first things that came to my head where everyone's funny in a barbershop, and thinking about the shit I tell the woman who cuts my hair and has for years. And also when I thought my hair was thinning, I'm like, Melissa, can you check? She's like, no, you still have very fine hair and nothing's happening. I'm like, okay, good. Nothing is better than something. Yeah. She's like, I'm not seeing bald chunks. She's like going through it. I'm like, okay, let me know if that happens. But so is that where your comedy began? Like, was it the barbershop? Was it class clown bullshit? Like, was it, like I can see you having to be the funny guy everywhere. Like when you were growing up.
Yeah, I think it just is in some people and it's who they are and it's part of their personality. And I think it just was part of my personality. I never like was working on it until I became a comedian. I was just being me and didn't necessarily like being categorized as like, that's just the funny guy type thing. Like that kind of bothered me. Okay. Like I say this all the time, but there was a guy who, like I remember in school, I got, class clown, and I was a little bit annoyed. You know what I mean? I was like, man, I get this other guy got best personality, and I was like offended. You know what I mean? Because I was like, I feel
personality. I'm smart. I'm thinking of these jokes.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't even doing jokes then. Though it was like I was friendly with people, and then obviously I would joke around, but I wasn't like a comedian in school. Yeah. You know what I mean? But
no, I can
but people but now that I became one, people are like, yeah, well, you're a class clown, and we could see that, and like whatever. But like that wasn't. That's not because I wasn't like I don't consider myself a clown per se. You know what I mean?
I just picture you all dressed up for like one.
Yeah, like I
liked it.
You know, I don't mean in a literal sense. I just mean like I just feel like I felt some sort of way about that. It like bothered me for a long time. But I think I don't know. I think I like did it come from the barbershop? I'm sure some of that was part of my creation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just part of what made me.
Yeah,
so my household, my grandfather was funny. My dad was funny. My family's funny.
Right.
The people I seem to gravitate to for the most part are funny. Like I have friends that have me crying, laughing when they tell stories. You know, I got a buddy he's a straight edge. He's like a politician, but he's like funny. He tells stories so funny. And it's just like, you know, I just come from being around that, but I have always been kind of the funny guy. Like, it would bother, like sometimes I would show up somewhere at like a party or something, and people would be like, you know, they would say, sometimes I would get a call before the party, like, yo, you coming? They say, you know, they want to make sure the funny guy's coming or whatever. And I'm like, I would always feel weird, like, because I never walked in
pressure.
Like, well, yeah, because I also never walked in like oogly googly. You know what I mean? Like, that's not how I am.
No, you're just naturally funny.
Just if something happens in the moment or whatever, we're doing something, then it just is what it is. Maybe I'm someone who would point it out where someone else is like, I'm not sure. You know what I mean? But like, I might point it out.
We have to come back to like your impersonations. But like, I picture like 14 different people in my head right now, and that's not just my tabs open and my ADHD. It's literally like, you're making me picture the dude who would fucking say that.
Right.
Do you think your friends like feel pressure around you? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, how am I'm trying to tell a funny story. I'm trying to tell a funny joke, but he's the comedian. You know what I mean? And I remind me to come back to where I spent a lot of time at Second City.
Yeah.
20 years ago.
Yeah.
So, and because my sister worked there, not as a comedian, as a waitress. And I always was fascinated by, like, every now and again, if I can make a comedian laugh, that is like, that will like keep me high for days. So
this is a great question. My real friends?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Zero pressure, because they're funny already. They're going to be who they're going to be. And your real friends and your like close family, like distant family, not close friends, they're going to feel different.
Yeah, that's fair.
Close family, close friends, they almost are constantly trying to put you down anyways. They don't fucking lift you up. They're constantly just like, oh, whatever, don't try that kind of shit on me. Like, whatever. You know, they think they're like, it's always talking shit. So they're just always trying to like bring you down, which is nice to be around them for that effect.
You need that.
You need it. You got to have it.
Well, sometimes you.
No, yeah. But you should. We all need it, right?
Yeah.
But when you're around, like, but if I'm around people that aren't really my friends, like extended, you know, they'll feel weird, like the whole time. They'll keep checking, like, is that funny? Oh, is that funny? Or I'm not trying to say it, and they got to say it every 2 seconds. Like, you know, I'm not as funny as you, how you would say it. Like if you said it in your voice, but then I'm just like, oh my God, like, just shut the fuck up and just say what you were gonna say. Like, I'm not judging you right now.
No, I'm not at work, bitch.
I'm trying to eat these wings. Like, can you just shut the fuck up or do whatever you're gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care, and I don't care, and so they feel that level of pressure. But that's because they don't know me.
I was gonna say,
and don't know that I'm cool like that. Like, I don't care, and I'm not even thinking about that shit. Like, I don't expect you to be. Like, if you see me, if someone who is a carpenter sees me hammering a nail, I'm like, am I doing it right? You know what I mean? I'm just hammering the fucking nail. You know, come help me if something's wrong. You know what I mean? I'm not nervous.
You know,
measuring something because you're around. You know. Oh, that's not how you do it, boss.
You should be. You know what I'm saying? When I was building the studio, I say very loosely, I hired an interior designer. I've shouted out Kate Eckstein before. But so I put these fucking tables together. I put this ottoman together, and she and I put this couch together. And you know what's crazy about that? I don't put things together, period. Because, like, don't be worried you're going to fall through the couch right now because I had other people check it. But, like, I wasn't nervous around her. She goes, I believe in you. I know you can do that. She was hanging this is like wall tape or some shit.
Yeah.
And
it looks great, by the way.
Thank you. I think so, too.
Studio is sexy. When I walked in, the pillows, like this whole thing, you know.
Thank you. I'm going for vibe. And I've said this, I'm like, you know, I think you're like my seventh. Hey, lucky number 7. But like, all I'm saying is like,
body count.
Way higher. Chris is like, who did I marry? But anyway, I'm like, just whatever, just because you're on one hand. But I was seriously building this and going like, I'm so uncomfortable. Not in front of a camera. It's just more like, I brought this up and I maybe I need to let it go and it's a me fucking problem. And it's not because I'm like, oh, I'm fat or I'm this or my hair looks bad. It's just like I have my notebook here and, you know, I have questions I don't think we're going to need it. I told you I didn't even think we're going to need it. Yeah. But like, I don't understand the podcasting piece as somebody who, I don't say hid behind a mic. but like had the pleasure of my former partner, Carrie Tabasky, who's like still, I've talked to her 1,000 times a day still, like one of my favorite people on earth. But she and I would like be in the cedar closet where we recorded and like could like look at each other and not have to worry about like, oh, am I looking at the camera too much? Like I don't know why people want this. Like, yes, the chemistry, fine. Oh, I talk with my hands and I keep spilling all over myself. Corey with the video.
Oh shit, that's
she
the weakness right there.
Done today.
Yeah. Oh, that's what's up.
Corey's a little foot fetishy, but I'm
me
just like,
no.
what?
Yeah, you shouldn't have your shoes on the couch though. Really, you should probably. Yeah,
right, you mean
that's
like
much.
this?
Yeah, that's much better. Yeah.
If you touch, they're clammy.
Yeah. Oh no, not yet. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Jeez.
But train of thought.
Yes. What were we talking about again?
Who cares what we're talking about? Let's get naked. My whole thing though is like I love podcasting. I get behind this mic, and I feel like, and I swear this is leading to like you behind the mic on a stage.
Yeah.
And kind of like not planning to be a comedian, right? You're just like, you're innately funny. It's passed down through your family.
Yeah.
I get behind this mic and something turns on in me that like I know exists, but it's like a motherfucking megaphone.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, woo! And it's like my happy place. The camera throws me off, and like I said, because I'm aware of it, where I've never had it before.
Yeah.
This is my third podcast. I know what I'm fucking doing.
Right.
But I don't know what I'm doing with her. Like
right.
There's like a red eye looking at me right now.
Right.
To, like,
But I think like I've done a bunch of like television and just different things where the camera's on me and stuff. Like I did the Mike Huckabee show, I did the Conan O'Brien show, done some stuff for Dry Bar. I've done a few things.
I did Conan.
No.
I did Dry Bar.
The reason is that's not the point that I'm trying to make. Like, yes, I've done those things. I'm very, very happy to have done those things.
Yes.
But
I just saw you looking at my feet.
That was only the fifth time I looked. Yeah, so stop fucking distracting me.
You know who I am.
Yeah, so the thing is, the camera, the way you have to kind of think about it is like, we're here doing this podcast, and you just are letting people in on what's actually happening. Yeah. It doesn't matter. You're gonna film it or not. Like, but like people like to see the video content of what's going on. I have 4
subscribers.
Yeah, like
actually, I think I have 18.
Yeah, but that will grow. It'll grow.
No, and listen, and that's the thing. I'm really like I know.
I don't like this. I don't like this self-deprecating shit. I don't like it. Everybody starts.
Everyone subscribe.
Yeah, no. Well, because
I swear that's not my goal. But
it starts with 4.
Yeah, I know.
And it's at 8, and then it's at 100, and then the person that was that's at 7,000 was at 100 at one point. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
I do.
And everybody feels weird with the thing, but here's what you got to realize: people just like the visual. Like, imagine you're in your car and you're like, oh, I got these pretty feet that whatever, right? No, I'm serious though. And someone's actually watching the video and then they see you hold your foot up. That's different. Like, it's like to them, they're like, oh shit,
she does have pretty feet,
right? That's what I'm saying. Or you're like, oh, my hair, like everything that you're saying as we're talking, they're seeing it. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like,
awesome shirt. I'm seriously, I'm like obsessed with this.
That's what's cool about it.
Well, and listen, I do, and I'm doing it right. Like, and I'm uncomfortable and I'm doing it. I've got like making sure that bitch is recording. I got my Rodecaster. I'm comfortable with the Rodecaster and the mics and shit like that, but like the video has thrown me. And also like it's eye-opening, I like to cut and run. I like to like do this bit and fucking see it, but then there's like the editing process and I'm up in it, and I don't not like social media, but I'm as somebody who's a louder person, I actually don't share a lot.
Yeah.
So like having to push this out too is really hard. Like you're so good at it. How do you do it? Like seriously, but you find joy because yours are funny, right? And like the animals and you have funny stuff in your impersonations. But like, how do you manage and like balance? Like some of the stuff where it's like, where's the separation between like Corey on stage, Corey at home with his kids, like you're going away tomorrow. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
okay, so here's the thing. Like, online is online and everybody has their persona, who they are online, right?
Right.
So,
but I feel like you're not too far off. I'm not, I mean, like, that's a huge compliment, honestly. Like, I don't feel like you put up this front,
I don't, but what I'll say about that is that, like, sure, I look like I'm excited and doing whatever I'm doing in all the videos that I put out, but I would be a much bigger comedian if I put out more consistently. So many of us, I'm at this weird place where I'm like cuspy in the sense of like, I'm right on the tail end of the guys that are like, oh man, fuck all that. Like, I don't want to do all that extra shit where I gotta like post my act and put my crowd work and put my things. Yeah. I'm right on the tail end of that. Yeah. And on the other side of like, put everything out there because that will make the people come. So put everything, record it all, clip it up, take that fucking thing you were going to post that was 2 minutes and clip it up into 30-second segments. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
I'm on that side of it. But here's the thing. The world has changed. Yeah. That is where we are. So it's like, that's why I'm saying even for you right now as we're doing this, it's like, fuck the camera, like put it on. People want to see. Yeah. This is just another outlet for people to see you. You just have the conversation and do what it's going to do. Let that do what it does. You're so good. And then you just go from there. So I personally, my thing is I will post more. You'll see if we do this, we re-record and you have 7 subscribers in a year.
She's really sad.
We'll come back, right? And we'll re-record it. I'm gonna have a lot. I'll be at a much higher level, as will yourself, because I have so much content that I haven't put out, and I'm like, again, there's so many friends I have that are saying the same thing. It's repetitive, and they talk shit about some of the people. Like, so for the comedy world, let's get specific with comedy, okay? So there's like a side of creators that just like create online, and they're really good at creating skits or just taking like snippets of jokes, and they don't really have even a lot of stand-up yet, right? They don't have a lot, but they'll just take some snippets of things, put it up. People have found some of these things and be like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then it's just like, all of a sudden, this person is blown up and they're bigger than myself or someone else who's been doing it for a long time. You know what I mean? I've been doing it since May 26th of 2006. I've been doing this.
To be specific.
Right. To be very specific, right? That's my anniversary right there. I mean, so I'm saying, like, I've been doing it for that long. Now I'm doing fine, but when you're doing fine for a long time, you want to be doing better. There are many people, for many years, I looked at it with some of my buddies, and we would look down at the people who aren't doing as good as we're doing. But when you're doing fine for so long, it's a detriment to you to continue to look at the people who aren't doing as good as you, and you must look up at the next level that you want to go to. That's kind of where things are right now, where I'm like, fine is not fine anymore for me.
Is comparison the thief of joy in this case?
No, because I think
driver.
I think you have to be realistic. Yes. I think as long as you understand that. Okay, let me say this. I've said this many times. Okay. I've said this so many times, but like, I'm a have my cake and eat it too sort of dude. Like, I don't believe that you can't do that. You can have your cake and eat it too. I'm that dude. Like, I want to be content, and also productive.
Yes, I agree.
But people will be like, you can't be happy if you can't be content and happy. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck that. Like,
you're stupid.
I think things like that are dumb. I think things like that don't work. They don't work for me, so that's not my motto. So like, I want to enjoy what I do. Yes. You know what I mean?
But so like, you should.
But many people don't, because that's not what the drive mentality tells many people.
Go. I get it.
Just like, I like to work harder so I can spend money. Like, I like to eat out, but I don't like to pull all my savings. Like, I'm not pulling all my savings away to eat out.
No.
But I do like to eat out. I do like fine dining. I do like buying shit. You know what I'm saying? And not excessively buying things, but my Amazon's
being able to.
Yes. Amazon's at my house, a couple times a week. You know what I mean?
I was going to say a couple times a day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not
like mine.
It's ridiculous. But here's the thing. At the same time, I'm also working enough to still save happily and do that. Now, could I double what I'm saving? Yes. Now, this is where it gets into the happiness.
But I was just going to say, but I like to shop, and I like to fucking fine dine, and I like to drink fucking shit that's
good.
Coors Light.
Yeah, that you're going to feel good tomorrow.
Yes.
And so, but that's kind of where it is for me, where it's like, I want to do both of those things. Yeah. And so, like, even there's some younger comics that I'll talk to, and they'll be like, the old school way of thinking was, you know, if you have a job, you're not a real comedian until you quit your job and then you're just doing it. Like, straight up, you're not like real. You're not like a real comedian. But it's like, that's fucking old school. Yes. If you need to work, like right now, if I needed to work, I would work my ass off at edit, whatever other job I had to do, and still do stand up. Yeah. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. No. Because again, going back to like the Ozempic thing, who gives a fuck?
No one.
I think about...
No one's watching you being like, I can't believe he did this, and I can't believe...
Even if they are, it doesn't matter.
You.
It doesn't matter.
No.
So I think about things like that in life. Like I think about an adult with braces. When I was an adult, I got braces, right? And so
I don't even know where it's going, but I know where you're like.
Yeah. So follow me for a second. When I was an adult, I got braces as an adult, right? You know, and so thank you. I have a couple little spaces here, but then I put a perimeter retainer. Yeah. So it's like I'm cool with it though. I'm happy with my teeth. I don't care. But there was this group. I remember at the orthodontist was like, there's this group for all these adults who are like super stressed about their fucking teeth as adults having braces. They're like, they feel some sort of way. And I was like, what? It was like eye-opening to me. I was like, what?
Like, should I feel bad about having braces?
He was like, oh man, there's all these adults, and it's like a support group for fucking adults with braces, because they, you know, that's something that kids get, and you know, they feel some sort of way. And I remember being like, holy shit. And I remember thinking then, like, are they so, like, and I remember people being like, yeah, people, you know, people kind of like making fun of these people or whatever. And I just remember thinking like, who gives a fuck? And that burned something in my brain at that moment. It was like, I think about many things like that. Like, like who can talk shit to you if you're an adult? Like, if you're getting braces, it's like the braces effect. And what I mean by that is, this is what I mean by that. It means like, you're fixing something about yourself. Who cares what you look like while you're doing it?
Yes.
Who's to say anything to you while you're doing it? And if they do, it doesn't matter. You're on a journey to be at a better place.
And it's going to be a blip.
It's going to be, so it doesn't matter. So who cares what anybody has to say in the meantime while they're doing that? Yeah. I think about that with hair as well. Coming from the barbershop, I think about that. Like, many people go through a bad hair phase where their hair's like, they're like,
I don't know what you're talking.
Right. They're like, oh, I cut it and it's shorter than it is. I can't put it in a ponytail. I don't have any bangs. I can't, whatever. Right. So it takes time for it to get back where they want it to be. So they're in this fucking weird phase where they're uncomfortable a little bit. Yeah. So, but if someone's like, your hair's fucked up, it's like, yeah, but it's growing. You know, you're fucked up in general. Okay. My hair's growing.
You're fucked for life.
Yeah. You're fucked for life.
My hair's temporary, bitch.
Right. Your brain is fucked up. Let's fix that. Okay. So it's like, when I think about things like that, though, I call it the braces effect, where it's like, if someone's in the process of fixing themselves, who are you to like, even if someone is shitting on you, have the confidence to know, like, I'm in the process of fixing myself. Like, they don't matter. No, they're just literally a blip, as you say. Like, they don't matter. Like,
did you get to this point with an age and experience?
Yeah,
like you know what I mean? Like, because I feel like, you know, they always said like as I get older, I literally, and this is a trite cliche, that I literally actually care less and less, and I don't give a fuck half the time. Like, the fucks I don't give are adding up.
I think I got here, I guess maybe with time and age and wisdom.
You're only 45. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, but I've been thinking like this for a long time, because I feel like I constantly am self-regulating myself in the sense of like, I'm figuring out how to make this work. Yeah. I'm coming up with these things. Like, I love learning and listening to advice that people have.
As you should. It's not,
right?
Yeah.
And I
agree.
take that, but I apply it to myself. And then I also think about my own shit. Like, my buddy's daughter called me the other night because she's doing she called me last night. She's doing a play. And she's going to be like, she's like in a Finding Nemo play. And she was like, what do you do for like stage fright? You know what I mean? She's 9. And she was like, what do you do? Like, if you're like stage fright, like, how do you handle it and stuff? Like, I got to get up in front of a bunch of people and stuff. And I was like, it's so funny. Like, and I picture
everyone naked.
Yeah, right. She's really smart. And so like, I was really honest with her. And I said, initially, I did. Initially, I had maybe, I don't want to call it stage fright, but initially I had nerves when I would go to get on stage. And they always are there. They still exist. But
do you think it keeps you healthy? If that ever goes away, do you feel like you should still do comedy? Like,
yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
this is part of the shit that people say that, like, I don't really completely understand. Like, it's like looking at a picture and they're like, isn't that beautiful? Look at the things behind it. Like, no, I don't know. I'm not saying, like, if I don't feel nerves, I shouldn't do it. You know what I mean? I'm not that fucking, I'm not that dude.
I got out of weddings. I stopped pooping. Like, I would literally, like, have the shits before every fucking wedding. And then all of a sudden I didn't. And I was like, oh, I think I hate it. Yeah. Sorry, go on. Not about me. Feeling
right. Okay, so what happened to me was this. This is what I started, and this is just from working through the feelings. Like, I love working through feelings, and so.
Are you a side therapist? Is that your other job?
Well, no, but so many people called me for therapy, which is kind of funny.
Even a 9-year-old with fucking stage fright.
Yeah. But here's what my thinking was about this. I just feel like when I initially was getting on stage and I had those nerves and stuff like that, I started saying to myself, like, okay, why am I nervous, right? And I applied something that I did when I was a little kid. When I was a little kid, I used to go get, like, when I had to go get a physical, I used to fucking hate it. Because when it was time to get a physical.
Oh, and the shot.
Listen, I grew up at the time before the fucking arm, when they would finger prick you, okay? You want to talk about, listen to me. You want to talk about fear? They'd be like, oh, you got a physical coming up. I'm like, when? They'd be like months away. I'm like, fuck, I'm praying and shit. I was so scared of the physical. And because this is all I would think about. I'd be like, he's going to wipe my finger, my fucking little ring finger. He's going to wipe it with the alcohol. And I'm going to feel that cold air blow across it. And then he's going to take the thing like, bung. Yeah, and then he's going to be pushing the blood out. And I'm like, ah. And I got to look at him like, it's okay. Right? And I'm just like, I that used to drive me fucking crazy, okay? Yeah. So, what I started doing was I was praying. I used to go to church when I was a little, I grew up in church. I'd be praying. I'd be like, oh, God, please, don't let it hurt. Don't let it hurt. No, I didn't prick my own finger. No. I used to be like, please, God, don't let it hurt. Don't let it hurt. I would bring a cross with me. I had a little cross. This is where I would be holding it in my hand while he's finger pricking me like, Jesus won't let it hurt.
Jesus doesn't get.
Yeah,
Jesus, like, I took the nails.
Yeah. He's like, I took some thorns to the head. I got you. Yeah.
Right. You and your fucking finger prick.
Right. So, what I did though, here's what I started doing that allowed me to handle the needles, because I hate it. I always would hear people talk about
your tattoo going, well, you clearly got over it.
And here's what I hear people talk about fear of needles. Like, everyone has a fear of needles, and I was like, I guess I had a fear of needles. Yeah. Like, but like I think you have a fear of anything you're scared of, right? Yeah. So like, so anyways, what I started doing was I was like, I don't know if I really have a fear of needles. I think I'm just so scared. I'm working myself up. Like, I'm nervous before I go. Yep. So what I started doing, even as a kid,
cocaine.
Cocaine works.
Value.
What I started doing was I started being like, all right, I'm not going to be scared until I go into the office. Like, so the whole day I'm going to enjoy my day. Yeah. I'm not going to let what I have going on fuck my whole week up, fuck my whole 2 months up.
Did that work?
So fuck my whole. Well, 100%. I was like, I won't be scared until I go into the office. And then I started getting so good, was like, I won't be scared until they wipe the alcohol on my finger. And then it's like, then I'm going to be afraid, because I know it's happening, because otherwise I ruin all the thoughts that are in my brain.
Yes,
and I ruin everything, because all I think about, as soon as I can't even enjoy food. When you're afraid, when you're afraid like that and that pops in your head, as soon as you start eating, you're like, oh, I got that fucking physical coming up. They're going to prick my finger. You're like, I don't even want to eat this, right? So I'm feeling like that. And there's people who let their nerves build up so much that's how they feel. So anyways, with stand-up, fast forward, I started thinking like, all right, I'm not going to start getting nervous until like they call my name.
Corey Rodrigues.
Till I'm backstage, right? When I'm backstage, then I'll let the nerves kick in. But like, I'm not gonna let it kick in while I'm at my day job, because I used to work at John Hancock. I'd be like, I got a show tonight, and I'd be like, oh, and that whole day, I'd be in the bathroom fucking shitting and thinking, man, just like wishing I could stand there. Like, I hope they cancel the show. The whole time I'd be like, if they cancel it, it's
sign up for this shit.
Yeah,
it's so stupid.
And the whole time I'm like, if they cancel it, it's great, because I was going to do it, but they canceled it. It's out of my control. Like, I didn't cancel it.
Yeah.
So then I started doing that. And so, I'm giving you a longer answer than what I said to her. But anyways, I just was like, this is what happened to me. And so I started just being like, I'll be nervous when they call my name. And so then once that happens, the nerves are only there for a short period of time. Because once you, like, once you're in a sport, basketball, whatever, even once you make the first shot or do your first thing, you bust break the ice, then it's on and popping. Yeah. So then that's just how it would be. So then the time started being shorter and shorter and shorter for me to be nervous or whatever. Okay.
That's fantastic.
So it really, really, really worked. And then the other thing I thought about was like, look, why am I back here nervous? And I was like, this is crazy. And I was like, the reason I'm nervous is because I have an option. I was like, if I'm going to do this, why am I going to keep being nervous about it? Like, I'm going to do it. Nerves should kick in if you have an option, like, I might leave. Right? If you think you're going to leave, so then, but that used to be the thing. When you're so scared of something, you'll be like, I can leave or I can stay. Yep. But if you're going to stay, shut the fuck up and stay.
And shut the fuck up and stay.
Move the rug. You know what I'm saying? Right? If you're gonna stay,
he just bookends. I loved it. Right? Yes.
If you're gonna stay, shut the fuck up and stay, and just let that part go. Yeah. But if there's a possibility that you might leave, then you can have those nerves like, I might go, oh my god, oh my god. So this is how I worked it out in my own brain, and then it got me to a place where I was just like, all right, man, like I'm good. Yeah. Now, there's still a level of nerves that's there because you're performing in front of people and it's the unknown and it's whatever, but I love that part of it. I love it. It doesn't completely go away. And I don't think I'm not in it if I don't feel like that. I just think...
you got to make fun of me.
Yeah, no. That's what, everybody says that. That's what it is. It's like, you'll hear people say that and then everybody just adopts it. Just like they adopt, you're a comedian, you got to be fucked up. And it's like, I don't adopt that. Like, you don't have to be.
Up. I have a nice life. Fuck you.
Well, people just jump on the bandwagon and they want to say that and go with it. But it's not everybody. And many comedians are fucked up. Many of them are no more fucked up than your doctor, than your dentist, than your
really fucked up
than your president, than your gynecologist, then your whatever.
My gynecologist having a bad day. We're having a fucked up.
I'm just saying.
Can they call out sick?
I'm just saying.
I think my nostrils just got really wide.
But my point is, no, anybody in any of these professions is no more fucked up. Yeah. Now, people will be like, well, why do comedians have to talk about it? Well, I think it's a super skill.
Yes.
I think it's a super skill to be able to. Why does a therapist have to help people with their problems? Why? Why does a comedian have the ability to do that? Everybody has something. Like, why is a surgeon able to slice somebody open and be like, this is a beautiful intestine? Like, if I slice somebody open and I see it, I'm like, right? Meanwhile, a surgeon is like, this is fresh. This is good. This is endometriosis on this side. Look at this. You see this right here? No, we got to get rid of this piece.
She's going to feel so much better.
You see what I'm saying? Right? This is what they're able to do. We all got skills. So I don't feel like you got to be fucked up for that to be the case. That's all I'm saying. So, anyways, so I told her, and she was 9, you know what I mean? Her parents were there, and they called me. Yeah, and they called me specifically, you know what I mean? And they were just sitting there, and I was like, listen. And her mom was in the background like, she's going to kill it. And I was like, listen.
Mom, shut up.
And I was like, listen. Don't worry about it. I said, are you going to do it? I said, are you going to go do the show? I said, are you going to do it? She goes, yes, I'm going to do it. I go, okay, then don't worry about the nerves. They're going to kick in anyways, but don't let them build up extra because you're going to do it. Like, you're not going to leave, right? And she was like, no, I'm not going to leave. She was like, I'm going to do it. I was like, all right, then don't stress as much. I said, don't stress as much. And then I said, also, it doesn't matter how you do. I go, nobody cares.
Because you're not.
I go, even if you do terrible, I'm still going to love you. Your dad's still going to love you. Your mom's still going to love you. And I said, it doesn't matter.
Actually, everybody's still going to love you as much, but don't take that with you.
I was like, right. You're cut off for a while.
Don't fuck it up.
I was like, everybody's still gonna love you, so don't worry about it. Like, it's okay. The stress, the pressure comes in when you think everyone's gonna be mad at you or you didn't do good. I go, even if you walk out there and you fall and you sing terribly and it all goes bad, everyone's still gonna love you. Just the same. You're gonna the same. Like, and she was like, okay. I was like, do you really get what I'm saying? She goes, yes. I was like, okay, all right, and then hung up. So whatever. I mean, that's 9-year-old advice. I'll get videos tonight.
Wait, is it happening now?
I think it's happening.
Oh my god! Wait,
yeah.
cheers.
Yeah.
Fucking,
so we'll see what
now
happens.
Now I get nervous. You know, it's funny that you said that. So with I'm Not Sorry, the previous podcast with Carrie and me, we did a live show at Laugh Boston.
Yeah,
and I will tell you, I've never been on stage in that capacity, and it was nerve wracking. And I'm coming full circle because everything that you just said, I think I did without realizing. Yeah. I'm not going to not do this. And Chris, my husband, was so nervous, he couldn't even talk to me that day. Like, my kids hung a sign, good luck with your show. Carrie and I were like drinking in the bar before. We're like, fuck it, fuck all, we're going to do this.
Yeah.
And like, we had our friends and our family in the audience, hopefully with like 4 other people. Yeah. And,
I heard it went really well.
It did. Listen, I give it like a 6 out of 10. I mean, like, and again, I'm not like, you know, the self-critique is more like, we didn't know what we didn't know. We're used to being in the cedar closet. We're used to being in your gym office, your gym studio, your whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
With a couple of people in the room versus, you know, a lot of people. When there was like that lull in, you know, the silence in the audience, how to handle that. Like when she and I were, you know, like we wrote a really good show. Listen, if I could do it over again, maybe I would now, knowing what I know now. But it's funny that you said that. I'm like, we were backstage, and I was like, we're not going to not do it.
Yeah.
So like, we had one drink, like it was very like, and lots of water, and we had our notes, and we had our computers. I also would have set the stage different. Like now, again, knowing what I know, I would have done something more like this, where we would have been like, Carrie, what the, like, because that's serious talk with my hands, damn it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was some of the stuff. So I commend you because it's like, that is, I think, getting up in front of a lot of people, you know, and like, how did you end up on Conan? Conan. When I do cruise ships, that's what they say. It'll be like someone. Yeah, it'll be like Conan, because it's all people from all over different places in the world. Right. They have no idea who Conan is or Jimmy Fallon, anybody. So anyways, I did Conan O'Brien because I did this show because I was in a New York Comedy Festival, and I was in this festival called Comics to Watch, or TBS. Yes.
That's when the show was on TBS, and the booker for Conan's show, for his late night show, saw me there. And,
did you know they were going to be there?
I knew there was going to be some important people in the crowd, yeah.
Okay.
And I did a set, and he was like, "We love you."
Before?
Huh?
Shit in your pants, throw up before?
No, I didn't. Like, I've ruined some situations that I've been in. But it's like learning experiences. It's like I've been doing it long enough now where it's like, you know, I fuck up some of them now. Like even now, like they're not, the situations just happen, but it's like you kind of let it go. Like I heard Bill Burr say this thing, which is so dope. Bill Burr goes, look, man, it's like every show is its own show. He's like, you just let that show be what it's going to be. Cause we're constantly comparing to the last show. He goes, that show is that show for that crowd, for those people. He goes, and then you do the next one. And that's going to be for those people, that crowd, that show. He goes, your own head is comparing them. You know what I mean? And like, but like.
And no one else's head.
Yeah. So just do that show. So once you know, it's freeing when you hear that. You know what I mean? It's just, I agree. You kind of let it go. So
a producer saw you, or a booker saw you.
A booker saw me, and then he was like, yo, I want you to do the show. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah. And then we're like, I'm going to bail. Then I went and did the show.
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, but I don't believe, like I've been doing this long enough where like I don't believe anything until it's like happening. Mm-hmm. So even when I'm saying it, because there's been so many things that was supposed to happen that didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So like, I was supposed to do that same night. I was supposed to I got the Tonight Show and Conan that same night. So the Tonight Show booker is actually the one who saw me. The booker from Conan heard about me, but he heard from reputable people, so he booked me on the show. I was supposed to do the Tonight Show that as well, but then things kept getting pushed, and then I didn't end up doing it. And I mean, I guess it's still in the realm, but like that didn't happen. But I remember telling someone, I remember sitting with people and being like, yeah, I got Conan, and I'm going to be doing a Tonight Show. And then like, you know, and then I remember running into them and they were like, dude, when you doing a Tonight Show? When's it happening? And I remember just feeling like, oh, I shouldn't have said shit. Like, so like that taught me like I just hold most stuff until it's happening, or I'll post about it when I'm like at the thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey,
and people are like, hey, you're doing a thing
tonight in 4 minutes.
Yeah. And people are like, oh shit. And I'm like, yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. Because I just don't like entertainment is like that for everyone. I'm not unique in that sense. You don't know until you know. You might be doing some shit and it gets canceled or whatever. It just is what it is. And you have to watch who you tell, because some people are happy when they hear it, because when they hear you're doing something awesome, it sounds like you're leveling up on wherever they're at. It makes them feel like shit. And so when they know that you took the hit, it almost feels like, good. It feels good.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh man, that's terrible. But inside they're like, oh, that's what you get, bitch. Right? They're happy. It's the same reason why when you watch people that post online a lot and they post constantly, I'm in the best relationship ever. He's the best, the number one. I can't do anything without him.
Concert.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Right? And they're like, he's number one, and and they're saying all this shit.
Yep.
And it's like when you see something bad happen with them, you're like, that's what you get. Like you almost, and it's weird to say that, like maybe we shouldn't be like that, but it's a human response to too much goodness, because you're thinking about your own relationship. You're like, it's not that fucking great. You know, it's not like maybe it's good, but you're like, it's not like this. Like they're saying,
be that fucking good.
Yeah,
okay?
I found my soulmate, and you keep seeing these soulmate posts, and you're like, shut the fuck up. When you found him, he's him, and da 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 da. And so
you know what?
It does bother people. Yeah. You know.
God, isn't that sad? I feel like you can control your first instinct, right? Or your first thought. Not your instinct, your first thought. But I'm sorry, you can't control your first thought, but you can control your second and how you respond to it, right? So like immediately if I'm in a mood or whatever, and I'm not feeling supportive, and somebody tells me something, and I'm like, oh God, they just keep winning. And that's maybe my first thought. Mm-hmm. And it's not like against them. It's like, but I'm in a shit place and I'm not. Mm-hmm. But then I'm like, but that's so-and-so and I fucking love them and fuck yes. You know, like you have a moment where you can take a step back and go, okay, I can't control that very first thought, but I can control how I respond, how I support. Yeah. And I think that's huge. And I mean, honestly, I think that's also come with age. You know what I mean? Like I'm learning to be more compassionate and also a bitch. And like combined, it's very confusing sometimes. Before I forget, because I have all these notes, but I need you to do a few impressions because you are known for your impressions. And I've seen them. Denzel, I'm like, do you need a few more shots? Or like
no. But,
Obama?
But no, wait. That's Obama in a long time. I used to do Obama. Can we go back for 1 second? Yeah. When you just mentioned the Coldplay, right? So relevant right now, like right okay. So
the CEO,
the CEO that was with the HR worker, right? Mm-hmm. Here's the thing, though. Like, I was thinking about that literally driving over here because there's so many people posting about it and everything. So many people, right? And they love it. People love it, but it's like,
am I the only one that felt bad?
I didn't feel bad. What I feel is that people annoy the shit out of me in a sense. I love people, but they kind of annoy the shit out of me in the sense of like everybody's getting off on this, right? And it's like they're getting off on it in the sense of like, let me say why though, okay? It bothers me because people pretend like, oh my God, it's happening. Yes, it's happening. Here's the thing. Men and women like each other, right? Unless you're gay, you like the opposite sex for various reasons. When you put these people in a workplace together, this is what the fuck happens, regardless of what goes down. Yep. Now, you can feel bad about the infidelity, but don't pretend like this doesn't happen everywhere. The only reason it's a big deal is because they got caught, and it's on camera. This has been happening forever. It's the same thing as like when someone's disrespecting someone black. If there's a police officer and they're having issues with black people or minorities or anybody else.
Right.
There's many years when people would say like, hey man, this officer came up to me and did this to me. And they're like, no way, that's a good officer.
You're like,
now
no,
we have
not.
all
He
this,
sucks.
right. Now we have all this footage now we have all this footage that shows this is what happened.
Yep.
Now, when you see that now, they're like, wow, I can't believe this is crazy. I can't believe they're doing that. You know, they walk up and they're like, get the fuck out the car, motherfucker. Like, you know, like immediately.
Yep.
But you would never know that before. You're like, why is this guy was just violent immediately. Like the guy in the car was violent. But now we have footage. So now we have footage of these people that are doing this. But listen, many of us have worked in offices. Listen, somebody's with somebody or not. And it's uncomfortable for some people to hear this, whether you're significant other, whatever. If they spend a lot of time in an office with the opposite sex, a lot of times shit goes down because what happens is this. If the people start to get too close.
Oh, yeah.
Which happens in an office. If they start to get too close, there starts to be a lot of shared situations that I'm sure your boyfriend or husband wouldn't want you to share. I'm sure your wife or girlfriend wouldn't want you to share, but they get shared. This is life. We just record it. So I get annoyed when people act like, oh my God. It's like, this is what the fuck happens. I've been at jobs before. I've slept with HR before. I've slept with people in HR. Like people act like
I worked for.
People act like,
times.
So people act like HR. Oh, you can't say HIPAA. No. Listen. If someone in HR is giving you a blowjob, you think I can't find out who's getting fired soon? I'm serious. This is maybe uncomfortable for someone to hear, but if someone is like, and you're like, oh, and then like when you've hooked up with someone in HR, they're like, you know, Susan doesn't like you. She's complained a couple times. Just letting you know. Right? You know what I mean? It's like you get any information you want.
Yes.
And that's humans. That's people coming together. People get uncomfortable when they hear certain shit. Like when I mentioned a gynecologist earlier, this can get uncomfortable, but be honest. If there's a male gynecologist, that's straight. Mm-hmm. He likes vaginas. He likes pussies. Okay? Take it how you want to take it.
Yes, that's right.
He likes vaginas.
Female.
So this is what I'm saying,
Maybe
though.
she likes vaginas too.
This is what I'm saying, right? He's probably really good at his job. He likes vaginas. Here's the thing. Don't you think, because here's what people say to make themselves feel comfortable. They'll go, oh my God, the gross vaginas he must deal with. yeah, that makes you feel good to say that. But what about the good ones? Do you seriously think he's not sitting around like, oh shit, I got Debbie coming in tomorrow. Right?
Clean.
Right. I'm just saying there's times when I'm not saying he's actively saying it to people like, I got Debbie coming in. But he is like, hey, I have someone that I like coming in. I have Christine coming in tomorrow. Like, I know shit's going to be right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Christine, shave that shit.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and then, you know, anyone who has any respect for themselves has their vajayjay in prim shape for the gynecologist. Yes. You have it ready to go. And so, like, if you're a beautiful person and you come in and this guy likes that, you just hope. Here's the hope. Here's the real hope.
You hope the speculum just right.
Yeah, exactly. And you hope that's funny. And you hope that he's professional enough to still do the job and not be like pervy and violating, but you almost have to get over the fact that he likes that. Like I used to work at Steve Madden for a while. You know how many shoes I sold? I like feet. You know how many shoes? You know how good I was at selling shoes? Oh my God. You would come in, I'd be like, let me try to say, yeah, put these on, try these on right here. I'd be like, yeah, oh no. So I wasn't like massaging them up at fucking Steve Madden, but like I'd be slipping them on there like,
peds?
Yeah, they'd be like, yeah. I'd be like, you don't need those peds. Put them right here. You know how many?
Look at the raw dog.
Listen. I was selling the fuck out of shoes because I like toes. Yeah, but I was good at it because I liked it, but I also wasn't pervy about it in a moment. I wasn't like, let me suck those real quick. You know what I mean? Like that wasn't like that. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, I'm gonna get you these. I'm gonna get you these stilettos. Red bottoms.
I can imagine.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Like I wasn't like that.
You can suck those for the red bottoms.
You know what I'm saying? But seriously, all jokes aside, I was good at it and I was professional at it. That's what you want your gyno to be. If it is a guy, he may even be better than someone else because he's really in it. He's really like excited, like, you know what I mean? And excited's the wrong word. He's happy about the job that he's doing. And then if it's someone like you, he's finding stuff. He's like, oh, you might want to look on this left side here. You got a little something, a little polyp right here, or whatever the fuck's in there. I don't know what's in there. But I'm just saying, there's an extra groove here. I don't know what the fuck's in it. I don't know if there's polyps in the vajayjay.
Should the marina be like that?
Yeah, right. Right.
I thought it was a different shape.
Yeah. Is your IUD feel fine? Let me check it. Okay, yeah, that feels good. It feels good in there.
This is called fisting.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just handing. When I open my hand up in there, it's handing. It's handing, right? Can you feel it open? Okay, I'm going to close it up now.
Did you say, do I want a handy?
You know